Hello and welcome to Reflections from Yates Chapel. I'm Beth Miller. I'm the director of the Course of Study program and licensed to preach school of our Mississippi Annual Conference housed here at the Center for Ministry at Millsaps College. This morning we bring our thoughts to bulbs and flowers, seeds and apple trees, cold and winter, and a spring that waits to be, unrevealed until God's season, something God alone can see. Holy Week, here we are, a time where we've seen palm trees, great adulation, praise, and anticipation. And we move into a time of liminal space, waiting, anticipating. And then we move into a time of great humility, awareness, preparing, offering of self, the despair of disciples and dear friends and family who are waiting. And then at sunrise, the Gospel of John tells us that it was very early in the morning on the first day of the week. All of these things we find in our Christian life, we find ourselves. For those of us who live into and after the name of Christ, the Christian life, this week is the seminal week in our lives as Christians. And indeed, this is the most transformative week that we live into and celebrate as people of Christ. It was on that first day of the week that Mary Magdalene went to the tomb, and there, in anticipation of attending to a loved one, she found herself encountering whom she thought was the gardener. And yet she came to realize that she has spoken to Jesus the Christ himself. And then she ran back to her fellow friends, and she said, with declaration, which is both witness and herald, I have seen the Lord. For us who endeavor to live after and into the life of Christ, at various stages in our lives, when we've lived into liminal time, when we've lived into anticipation, when we've lived into waiting, when we've lived into despair, and when we've lived into celebration. With the transformation of the resurrected Christ, on resurrection morning, Easter morning, we ourselves become witnesses and heralds. And then we begin to make declaration. Because he lives, all the things that we encounter in our lives, the highest high points, the most mediocre of median or mid points, and then the highest of high points, we can all sing into because he lives. For indeed it is the transformative life of Christ who beckons to us, who welcomes us, both on those waiting days, the high holy days, the most ordinary of days. In all our lives, it is because of the one who rose up from the grave on Easter morning that we are able to sing with joy because he lives. May it always be so in our lives, because indeed it is so. Amen.